Hello everyone and welcome back to Sonic 06 with Chaos Counseling. Yeah, I figure we should be able to beat this game today. I've only got, like, when I was looking at the guide, when we last left off, I should have one single shadow level left, a boss fight, and then we go into the finale. Now, I don't 100% know how long this and the finale should be, but, well, I am not doing the greatest. So, I will try to keep the doom and gloom talk to a minimum, but I can't make any promises. But, yeah, let's finish this off. It's going to be an interesting one, because again, so far Shadow's levels, for the most part, outside of the air dash breaking, have been some of the more, shall we say, agreeable levels to me.
Mephiles appears to have headed for those ruins.
And you know this how?
He's probably looking for the Chaos Emerald that's supposed to be there.
Okay, fair enough.
There's no doubt in my mind. His movement shows he's seeking any Chaos Emerald he can find. Supposedly, he needs one in order to join with Iblis again.
Good to know.
I will seal him before that.
I like what this game has done for Omega's character, since he was kind of a bit of a blank slate in Sonic Heroes, but I like the fact that he's like, okay, if history pans out the way it's supposed to, I'm gonna betray Shadow, so I need to stop. So yeah, I like the dedication he has in his brain, where it's like, I gotta stop this from gotta stop Mephiles, so I won't ever actually betray Shadow. I don't. It's sweet, I feel. Then again, Omega and Gamma, they've always been two of my favorite Sonic characters. Mostly just because I do feel... Why is the camera fighting me? Yeah, we'll just use that. I don't know. I just always have liked the story of the robot trying to self-actualize, if you know what I mean. Right, that costs a life. Sorry.
It looks like these pillars will lead me to him.
Okay. Okay. So much for the shadow levels being the more enjoyable ones thus far, and the less broken ones. And again, the vehicles do suck. The vehicles are easily the absolute worst part of Shadow's levels. Like, the glider is pointless, but I can at the very least control it. The hover vehicles and the cars / trucks, these control like ass. Oh shit.
No!
Okay, I'm probably gonna game over just because of this. Oh well, I'll still take this over the auto running segments in Sonic's levels. Uh-oh. I did it again. do have to actually physically pass through them. I really wish the rings could be used to fix your vehicles, you know? Since it's very clear to me, at the very least, that if... Oh, sorry. Hey, Muffin. What the fuck? I know Shadow drove motorcycles, but he drives this thing as well. Damn. Oh, hi, Muffin. Sorry, if you've been there for a while, I apologize. My mind is very occupied. Not in bed. Oh, dear. Oh, my God. And there has been no checkpoint up to this. Oh, dear. We have officially found the Shadow equivalent of the speed sections, so there's a very real possibility. Okay, no, you just drive. Cool. There's a very real possibility this is going to... I'm pretty sure this will be the first time I've actually gamed over on one of Shadow's levels. But yeah, let's see. But yeah, Shadow's levels up to this point have had like glider segments, truck segments, occasional hovercraft segments, which is what this is. That was weird. Need that, but this kind of reminds me of I could see that, definitely. These do kind of look like the speeders from Star Wars. Was it really necessary? Thank you. I appreciate it. To do, like, all of that. Because, I don't know. To me, it didn't feel entirely necessary. But whatever. Who am I to say?
It's just a bit further.
Oh my god. What?
No! It's just a bit further.
I, like, didn't even do anything there. Whoa. Whoa!
No!
Holy hell.
It's just a bit further.
Shadow, my man. Actually, no, Sega, my men. Why put like rings off to the side of this pipe? If you're gonna be so uncontrollable, there's not a snowball chance in hell I'm gonna be able to move side to side and collect them. You know, maybe that's the reason why, like, starting with Sonic Unleashed, they added a feature where, like, the bumpers kind of let you, you know, lane change in a more controlled way, is to try to combat wonky controls like that, you know?
I have to be careful not to get caught up in this sand wave.
Uh-oh. I got caught in the sand wave. This does not feel good. Okay. Alright. Let's see. I was supposed to have like 5 tests today. After 2 tests, I was like, I'm done. Went home, but these aren't like required school tests. It's hard to explain, but I did not want to do tests from 8 to 5 p.m. I understand that completely. I have a lot that I probably should be doing today as well, but I'm trying to decide whether or not I can even do any of it. It's like, I really should be getting back to writing for that tabletop project I'm working on, but I'm just really, I don't know, I'm just struggling. Plus, today, I'm just gonna instantly date this video, is like the biggest nationwide protest in the USA, and I really should go to that. Let's see, it's a test, 35 tests and 20-minute break between each test. That stinks, man. But I also just don't really want to go outside. Things were pretty rough. Things have been pretty rough over these past couple days. I had to leave work yesterday due to a very serious emergency. I can't really get into it, but yep, it's called the Hands Off protest. It is being done simultaneously across like every single state in America. It's basically telling Mr. Trump, you know, keep your hands off our, you know, civil rights. Quite frankly, yeah. That man doesn't want to be president. He just wants to line his pockets at the expense. Omega, why are you missing? Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, crap. Yep. Alright. That tracks. Okay. You know what? It's probably a good thing I didn't try to attempt this a couple days ago when I was streaming in the evening, since I've got a feeling this single level might take up most of the stream. Again, to Shadow's credit, I think this is the first game over I've gotten in his campaign. So I think that is partially because since a good chunk of his levels do have like glider segments, that does cut down on the cheap death. This game is still broken and there's still plenty of cheap death to be had. Yeah. But yeah, it's one of those. I just don't know if I have the mental fortitude to go out today. Plus, I just don't know if my injured knee will allow me to go out today. Especially since I went to... Yeah, I had to leave work early. And then in an attempt to try and get me in a better headspace, we went to a local amusement... Well, how do you call that? I'm still going to call it an amusement park, even if it's not what you would call an amusement park. 'Cause it's not like there's any rides or what. It was an immersive walkthrough experience. Let's call it that. Because a good friend of Abby's and mine was working there. Like, she started working there just a couple weeks ago. And saw her, so that was fun. But it was a walkthrough park, and like I said, with my knees, or not my knees, my knee still being. Let's see. I just want to sleep some more and get some more actual schoolwork done tomorrow. I'm celebrating my friend's birthday. I'm gonna throw darts. Oh, that sounds like fun. Shit. Damn it. Alright, so despite one hiccup, walking when your knee hurts is not nice. I've had my knees been hurt. And to walk, it was truly hard, though I don't want to compare our experiences. Our knee struggles are likely very different. Yeah, probably. Since, again, I bashed my knee against a raw chunk of concrete. So I've been in... thankfully, I've been seeing a physical therapist these last 2 weeks, but...
It's just a bit further.
It hasn't been as straightforward of a healing process as I would have liked, especially since on Thursday they're like, "Hey, we've been having you do a job that lets you just sit. Yeah, we don't want you doing that job anymore. So now we want you to do something that's gonna have you standing for, 9.5 hours a day." Which it's like, okay, concrete, yeah. Which it's like, look, I get on paper that they're like, thanks to everything going on in America right now, my company is losing money. So like, we need to try and, have me do something that's actually, a net gain right now. I don't know. It's complicated. By the same token, it's like, this is not helping my recovery in any meaningful way. But since the company is also in the midst of mass layoffs, I don't want to create any waves that might potentially cause me to lose my job. Again, I do apologize about being a Debbie Downer today, but I'm not in the happiest place right now, to say the very least. And yeah. Damn it. I am not 100% sure how this game expects me to get up there. Yeah, I appreciate it, Muffin. Shit. Oh shit. Camera. Let's see it. Days are just real annoying, Debbie downer. I'm still not exactly super positive either right now. I'm just trying to be. I feel that. I feel that. What I'm hoping for... Well, okay, so... I guess the one thing I'm kind of looking forward to is we're gonna go see a good... Oh, I need to make them cookies. Camera behave, yeah. Good friend of ours, he's in a play, so we're gonna go see that tonight. Again, I need to make him cookies, because... It was a tradition that with my friends, whenever they're in plays or whenever they're performing or whatever, I would bring them cookies. So I need to make them a plate of cookies for tonight. And then Abby is going to take me to get some Indian food for dinner, so I'm looking forward to that. And honestly, she could use a bit of a win too, since she, well, I don't want to get into it because it's super personal, but yeah, she, oh no, why did, I don't know why I didn't have like any
I have to be careful not to get caught up in this sand wave.
I don't know why Omega didn't have like any forward momentum there. That was weird. I'm also gonna say I like Omega as a character. He is easily my least favorite. He is playing as him. Ooh, it stinks. So I just want to see my friend play 3 days ago. It was fun. Good for them. Yeah, I love Omega. I'm sad this was like this has been like the only game he's been an active part of. Like, I think this was the last game he was like an active part of the story, and I don't think he showed up again until Sonic Forces. At least as like, and I'm talking like in a main game Sonic game, because I'm pretty sure, because I know he was playable in Sonic Team Racing. I don't know if he was playable in any of the other racing games in the intervening time. But yeah, but he is easily my least favorite character to play as in this game. He's just his... I mean, not that controlling Rouge is a cakewalk or anything, but aiming his stuff is really challenging. Got that. I can see it seems to be annoying from what I'm seeing. Yeah, it's just like a lot of it's like sometimes his missiles will home in on the target and sometimes they just shoot downwards. There's not a ton of consistency, and in a level like this when so many of the enemies are just kind of above me, it's like I need there to be some form of consistency, otherwise I'm just gonna get killed, you know? Okay, good. Checkpoint. Progress.
That door is being guarded by the surrounding enemies. You won't be able to open it until you defeat them.
Whew, thank you. You know, that's one other thing I have noticed. I mean, not as much with Shadow's campaign, but especially with Silver's. Like, they were way more generous when it came to 1-ups than Sonic's campaign. Then again, maybe it was just more that most of the extra lives in Sonic's levels were all in the speed segments. And again, since the speed segments were just so uncontrollable and just so not fun to play, I just could never collect them. So maybe that's more what it is. Since Silver's campaign in particular was way more slow, and I do mean that in a good way. Actually, that's another reason why I really would argue this game fails epically, because the best levels in it are the ones that you just have to take super slow. But that's a problem. When the appeal of a Sonic game is to go fast, the games where just everything kind of slows down, being the only ones that are like truly, truly fun, I'm like, you kind of screwed up, and you screwed up hard with that one, you know? Now, that being said, that's not to say that I am against slower gameplay in a Sonic game. But in an ideal world, it's both have equal merit, you know? Because, like, the problem with this, the problem with Silver's gameplay, the Werehog in Sonic Unleashed, is that they're not on equal footing to the Speedway segments, you know? Like, as bad as the Sonic Adventure games actually are, I mean, I'll always love them, but they're not great, and I can acknowledge that. At the very least, there was still a certain good flow behind Knuckles levels or Gamma's levels, so on and so forth in those games. So that it did still feel, to a certain extent, I know not everyone would agree with me on this, they felt equally rewarding to Sonic's gameplay. Also, both games had Chow Gardens, which instantly get a pass for a lot of those game shortcomings because the Chow Garden was just that goddamn fun. Well, at least it was in Sonic Adventure 2. The Chow Garden was a little half-baked in Sonic Adventure 1. Not that it was bad, but it didn't have the same reward, you know. It didn't feel as rewarding to play and to race Chow and that. But still, if it isn't obvious, I am a major. I love the Chow Garden, and I give Sonic Adventure 2 a lot of. I'm willing to let it get away with a lot more than most games simply because it had the Chow Garden. Okay, I will say, I do actually, despite the jankiness of this level as a whole, the more I'm playing it, the more I'm like, okay, this is, at the very least, it's a lot more satisfying than when Omega took part in the Methalis boss fight with Shadow in the future, because, I don't know, that just very much was like mash X to win. Okay. Massive criticism about this game in general. I know, a massive criticism about Sonic 06 in general, the shock. These enemies are garbage. Like, these are, in my opinion, the worst enemies in the game, because they have too much health, they have weird attack patterns, they have weird vulnerability patterns, and they spend way too much time, like, when they're transitioning their spot from one area to the next, they're gone too long. Anyway, let's see. What about Big's fishing minigame? How did you like that? I think they're boring. Like, that's not to say I don't think fishing in Sonic couldn't be fun, because honestly, I actually enjoyed the fishing minigames in Sonic Frontiers. But the way that they're handled in Sonic, the first Sonic Adventure, I don't think are great. I think a big part of that does boil down to the fact that a lot of what you can do with said missions is not properly conveyed in-game. Because I heard someone say that the most fun you'll get out of the big missions is if you do some of the extra stuff, like some of the extra fishing challenges. Uh-oh. But the problem is that I don't feel that the levels do a good job of conveying to you what those extra missions are. So I just don't think they're very fun. That's not to say that I don't think they're completely without merit, because again, I really, really, really want to emphasize I do actually kind of enjoy Big's missions or the side fishing mini games in Sonic Frontier. But then again, I've always enjoyed fishing in games. Like, I spent way too much time in Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess doing the fishing stuff. Like, I actually went out of my way to... Okay, that had another forward momentum problem. That was weird. Like... Cool. I spent so much time in the original release of the Wii version of Twilight Princess just to get the frog lore, which, oh, trust me, if you know how you're supposed to get that in the original Wii release of the game, you would know that that is a true test of patience, because it's not a good mechanic, to say the very least. But yeah, I enjoyed the fishing minigame that much. Let's see, yeah, original. But yeah, it's not a good mechanic. Heck, the frog lore itself isn't that great either. Like, so the only real purpose of getting the frog lore is to catch the super rare Hylian Loach. I think it's only one of 2 lures that you can actually use to catch the Hylian Loach, and it's actually the less efficient of the 2. It's just technically the better lore is illegal, quote unquote. No fucking duh. Uh-oh. No! I was trying to home onto the extra life. Nope. Shoot. The jump button locked up. Imagine Sonic Frontiers, you could just fish all the Chaos Emeralds. That'd be a really fun concept, actually. You know, I'm kind of surprised that Sonic Adventure 1, seriously, didn't have us fishing up a Chaos Emerald as part of the story. Well, I got an extra life and then immediately lost it. But yeah, just kind of going back to Sonic Adventure 1. When it comes to the different campaign styles, I think Sonic's are really good. I think Tails' are pretty good. They're not as fun as Sonic, and quite frankly, Tails' ability to fly can and does kind of break some of the level designs. Oh, sweet. I'm surprised we didn't have a segment where we played as Rouge, actually. Gamma's... I have some issues with Gamma's playstyle. It's the same issues I have with Tails and Eggman's playstyle in Sonic Adventure 2. But they're a little more satisfying, in my opinion. Knuckles is... his levels are fine. I feel that Knuckles' Sonic Adventure, first Sonic Adventure, are better than how he controls in Sonic Adventure 2, just because the radar works better. Also, the level... I love this music. It is
I was expecting
appropriately
you sooner.
creepy.
As you must know, you're already too late.
again, I'm still not the biggest fan. I love Dan Green, but I don't think his voice really matches Mephiles.
Rewrite the future.
Don't try to deceive me.
What?
I've seen
You
these
have
things
no
recently
desire
play
for
as Eggman
revenge.
in the original
You
2D
only
games.
crave
and those
destruction.
things are funny. Yeah.
Your only lust is to fuel Iblis until there is nothing left of time itself.
It's a pity, Shadow the Hedgehog. Truly a shame that you wish to go against me.
Because, like, for those who don't know, Dan Green, who voices Mephiles, also voices Knuckles in this game. And actually, Dan Green voiced Knuckles for, I think, at least a decade before he retired after his wife passed away. I think he may have come back a little bit into voice acting, but his wife died in childbirth, so he retired from voice acting so he could take care of his kids. He does a great job with Knuckles. But yeah, I love Dan Green to death. He was in like half of the English dubs of the anime I watched as a kid, if not every single one of them. So he is in many ways, like Vic Mignogna, Johnny Young Bosch, Laura Bailey. They're like the voices of my oh shoot, what's his name? Not David Vincent. Shoot, he voiced Elgar in Power Rangers. He voiced... My big one is he voiced Beelzemon and Digimon. Anyway, but I love all of them, but I just... Anytime I've heard Dan Green voice a villain, it just has never worked for me. Outside of technically the third Pokemon movie. Because he wasn't truly a villain in that movie. He basically played a strong father figure who was just ready to kick Ash's ass, which that matched his voice perfectly since okay, I'm confused. What am I actually supposed to do? Because punching the eye on the other one seemed to actually work. Okay, there we go. Okay, I guess I gotta wait for him to shoot. But yeah, the voice that Mephiles has in Sonic X Shadow Generations, I think fits him better. Heck, I also think Infinite's voice would have matched Mephiles better. And again, I mean no disrespect for Mr. Green. I love Dan Green. Now, I am grateful, especially given the fact that, you know, he steals Shadow's form for a good chunk of the game. I'm grateful that his voice is completely different to Shadow's. Because I feel it would in many ways undercut the villain if he looked and sounded too much like Shadow, you know? I am not 100% sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Sorry, I'll read that in just a second. Let's see. Yeah, otherwise Jason Griffith would have been hot. Yeah. No, I agree. Because, I mean, again, just to reiterate, well, I think Infinite's voice actor would be good fit for Mephiles. I'm glad he isn't. just because it's like, I'm glad that both characters do have a distinct sounding voice. It's just like I said, I do wish it was a different voice for Mephiles. I don't know. Okay. Sonic 06 boss fight guide. Come to me, Book of Infinite Wisdom. How do I fight him? Wait, this is the... That's the first boss fight. Oh, I keep forgetting I can do that as Shadow. Ow. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Again, well, I don't think Dan Green's villain voice is the best. His villain laugh, I do actually rather like. Anyway, well, we're just chilling in his world. I agree. You know, I wouldn't be surprised that a good chunk of the reason why people have slowly started changing their mind about this game over the years is because of how good his world is as a theme song, you know? I mean, heck, before I even played this game and even knew what this game was, I knew his world. That's not the whole fight, is it?
I am forever. I am invincible.
Oh. Shit, that is it? Huh. Sonic always been putting out bangers. Either the game isn't the best, the music... Yeah. I think the only game that has music that I'm only just meh on is Shadow the Hedgehog. Not that I dislike it. I actually do rather enjoy I Am All of Me. But because that game was leaning very hard in like the heavy rock, you know, it just didn't work as well for me. Cool. All right. Again, I'm shocked I didn't play as Rouge at any point in that story mode. Or not that story mode, in that final level. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like, I don't think Mephiles was...
It's destroyed!
Yeah, that's not going to work anymore. I think he's become too powerful.
The Eye of Now absorbed your power through your shadow in the past.
Well, that was a
What
convoluted
made
word
work
salad.
10 years ago no longer does.
I do find it in. I'll follow this up more after this cutscene, but. Yep, keep making the infinite symbol to emphasize that you are like the ruler of time or whatever.
You must realize now that you cannot hope to stop me with your limited power.
So you say.
It's futile. The world will betray you. Why fight at all? Why risk your life for those who will persecute you later?
All right, now I.
If the world chooses to become my enemy, I will fight like I always have.
Yep, I also was, even though I've never played this game, I was also familiar with that line. So. I don't know if this is for sure, but this may have been when the fact that those things on his wrist were limiter rings were established. Let's see, my power may be limited, but my will to be edgy is infinite. Okay, so out of the three main character themes, this is my least favorite, hands down, no question asked. I do not like this theme. Because, like, his world's a banger. I love Dreams of an Absolution, but this is so edgy. Now, yeah. Like the other two, I'm not going to let that play just for the sake of not getting flagged for playing copyrighted music. So, but yeah, I actually didn't know that those were supposed to be inhibitor rings. Because, like I said, I took kind of a long absence from the franchise. Like, the last Sonic game I beat was Sonic Heroes. Or, so, as a kid, the last Sonic game I beat was Sonic Heroes. And I didn't come back and beat a Sonic game again until Sonic Forces. So, I missed a good chunk of the franchise, so yeah. I have thoughts on that, just since it just feels like that they're building and building and building that Shadow is... I get he's the ultimate life form, but I'm not the biggest fan of this idea that he is actually supposed to be more powerful than Sonic. I prefer that the idea that Sonic, Silver, and Shadow are all equal in their own respects, if you know what I mean. I'm here now, by the way. By the way, can we acknowledge that Mephiles' design, yes, it is meant to be reminiscent of Shadow, but his design is really good. It's appropriately creepy. Okay, except for the hands. I don't love the hands too much. So, one thing I do find kind of odd is the fact that all the story, for the most part, when it comes to Sonic, or when it comes to this game, was almost all exclusively told in Shadow's story. Sonic got, like, no story because it was all just Eggman kidnapping Elise on repeat. Okay, also, this is kind of a dumb... I don't mind the killing of Sonic, per se. I think that could be used to work. But just the fact that Mephiles shows up and one-shot KOs him... I get that the excuse is that Mephiles loves toying with people. That's why he tried to get Silver to do it for him. But given how trounced he was getting by Shadow this entire game, it does make him look a little weak. Let's see. I feel like Sonic is more powerful in the sense of him being just raw power, while Shadow was designed in a lab. That's fair. Rest in peace, indeed, Sonic. And that is abuse. That is fucking abuse. It's basically the same thing that Elsa was subjected to in Frozen. I also feel this is another reason why Elise is just such a hated character. It's because, well, she's not a character. She's a plot device.
The seal is broken.
She's just not interesting.
At long last, I'll be able to join with you. Iblis.
I really feel Elise could have been made to work, but she needed like another couple rewrites.
Now, Chaos Emerald. It's time for the final curtain call.
Even made a whole game about Sonic being murdered, which Abby actually does want to play with me. So that, I swear that is... Well, I was going to stream it personally a little sooner, but after Abby expressed a desire to do it too, that it kind of got pushed back. So... See you, Mephiles. Hello, Solaris. I'm super excited for that. I think it's a really fun and chill game. Yeah, I am too.
What is this? Where are we? What's going
I
on?
low-key forgot the rest of the normal Sonic cast was
Is this
in this
because
game
of
as
that
well.
light?
The Chaos Emerald has disappeared.
Silver?
What are you doing here? This is all so confusing.
It's all because of Solaris.
It seems we were all caught by the spatial distortion. Iblis's seal has been broken. Due to Mephiles' manipulation.
Sonic?
There should be a big gaping hole in his chest.
No. You don't think.
Sonic!
Okay, this is not one of Dan Green's best performances of Knuckles. Like, listen to him in Sonic and the Black Knight. He wasn't him in Sonic Heroes. Actually, I think he was also Knuckles in the original dub of Sonic Generations. He's not in Sonic X Shadows Generations.
His plan all along was to cause the princess to be so consumed with despair that she'd cry.
I also love the comment. In this world,
So that's why he wanted me to kill Sonic before.
no shit, Sherlock.
Solaris!
This creature will consume all existing timelines, and time itself will collapse and disappear into nothingness.
The instability of time caused this time-space rift.
It won't remain for much longer.
We've no time to waste. We've got to defeat it now.
No, it is a transcendent life form that exists in the past, present, and future. Defeating it here, now, would do nothing.
No, I won't give up. There has to be a way. If you say it exists in the past, present, and future, I'll destroy them all at once. Certainly. It might have been possible if he was still alive.
Because we can't do anything without Sonic. That's the rule of anime. Only the main character has to be involved. Well, Netflix was an asshole, so we could shove the Chaos Emeralds up there. It became really powerful. Okay,
What's
now
the
I'm gonna
matter?
use the plot a little. Right, now
I
let's fight
feel
Solaris. Agreed.
Sonic's presence in the wind. I don't think he's dead yet. I'm sure of it. It's not too late.
Of course! Let's call him back with the power of the Chaos Emeralds!
Yeah, because Sonic is clearly some transcendent being and not just...
Focus your thoughts on using its power to perform this miracle. You can do it, Princess.
I can?
You are
Yeah,
the
because
vessel
you're a
that was
Mary
used to
Sue.
seal Iblis.
Slash a damsel. You're a damsel in
You should be able to
distress
use the gem's power to
rolled in with a
rescue
Mary
Sonic's
Sue.
soul.
Sorry, and I hate using the term Mary Sue, but... I just...
I'll do it.
You know, I actually heard kind of an interesting discussion of people being like, okay, what's... Okay, I love your glasses, man. It's like,
Solaris flung the Chaos Emeralds to the distant corners of this distorted world.
He's part of the wind. That's something I admire about Sonic being
collect
part of the
them all in
wind.
time, we'll have to
Take
split
him where he
up.
needs to be. Yeah, that's fair.
I'll go too. Because it's for Sonic.
It's also disappointing that because Blaze used herself to seal away Iblis, she can't be part of this climax. Which, again, sadly, another reason why this game's kind of ruined. Those glasses are cool. Yeah, kind of one of the reasons why this game ruined Blaze's reputation. But some people were like, who is technically more powerful, Solaris or the End from Sonic Frontiers, given just how the End is talked about? Which I'm like, I kind of feel Solaris has to be like the ultimate Sonic villain, just due to the simple fact that it's kind of like in canon that Solaris was like truly undefeatable, because they had to, like, spoilers for the end of this game, but this game's like 20 years old, so I don't care. They had to basically rewrite time and space to defeat Solaris for good. Whereas the End, Super Sonic and Sage just overpowered him, you know? Oh.
If you touch this rock, you can slow the time-space rift just slightly. Use it wisely and collect the Chaos Emeralds before time-space is destroyed.
Well, I'm not sure where to go next. Okay, here we go. Alright, those blue eyeballs are pretty cool. You know, and again, I'm also just going to say this again. Oh, shit. Elise really doesn't fit in this world. Her design really would have fit better in, say, a Final Fantasy game. Because at least someone like Eggman, sure, he's human, but his design is so stylized. I mean, less so in this game, but just in general, Eggman's design is so stylized. I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue accepting a human like him in this world. You know.
Use it wisely and collect the Chaos Emeralds before time-space is destroyed.
Shit. Okay.
We have to find the Chaos Emeralds soon.
Not off to a great start.
If you touch this rock, you can slow the time-space rift just slightly. Use it wisely and collect the Chaos Emeralds before time-space is destroyed.
Because, yeah, I stand by that if maybe Elise had a slightly different design and the game was rewritten a lot. Shit. I feel Elise as a character could have been made to work, just not with her present design and not with the story in its current form.
If you touch this rock, you can slow the time-space rift just slightly. Use it wisely and collect the Chaos Emeralds before time-space is destroyed.
Damn it! He just started bugging out. Weird. It seems back to normal. That's good. Okay. Yeah. I really hate this final segment. Like, a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. Actually, hold on, let me... I don't know if I, like, have to hit all of these, but I probably better make sure that I do, just in case. Good. Fuck you, camera. Okay. Let's see. I wanted to say that maybe Solaris is more powerful, but the end is just never ending and cannot die or something. I know Solaris is the same, but maybe they're like different ways. Yeah, it's like, from what I can tell, Solaris is like an ever-existing entity. So it's like you can't kill him because he exists everywhere at once throughout all space-time. But the end, like you said, is a never-ending entity, so it's like you can't ever destroy it because it'll keep reforming in some capacity or whatever. Right. The lava doesn't kill, it just... But that does. Shit. Damn you.
Error.
Damn you, damn you, damn you.
Chaos Emerald. I will begin the search immediately.
I'm grabbing that one up. You can't stop me.
Item acquired.
Yeah.
Item acquired.
Crap. Oh, shit.
System error. Our target.
Oh, damn it.
Emerald. I will begin the search immediately.
No, thank you. No, 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 no.
Item acquired.
Oh, shit.
System error.
Both never never die in just different ways, but Slayers can be trapped, contained, but it's technically the animals can. Yeah.
Our target.
I mean, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter which one's stronger, because both of them can be beaten by supersonic. And it's something I have kind of become, even though I enjoy things like Death Battle, I really have kind of started to realize the which character is stronger debate is kind of silly, because you're always going to be able to make an argument for one over the other.
Item acquired.
Crap.
Returning.
2 down, 5 more to go. But I'm a little concerned since this is all kind of one continuous marathon, so if I get a game over, there's no checkpoints.
The Chaos Emeralds! Where are they? The Chaos
Never really cared about who's strong to bed. I just want to think about a cool fight between characters would be like,
Emeralds! Where are they?
what the? Fuck you!
The Chaos Emeralds! Where are they?
What just happened? That was weird. Oh my god. Ring. Ring.
No! Shit! The Chaos Chaos Emeralds. Where are they?
Why is it not letting me jump off the boxes? There we go.
Sonic, I'm coming.
Okay, that's 3. I am not gonna be able to pull this off. Holy crap. Okay, but so far it's the 3 characters I like playing the least that are out of the way. And again, Rouge is not necessarily that much better. It's just...
I'll never give up. Let's go.
Oh shit, I give up. Right. Oh shit! Well, I hate my life. There are no checkpoints. There are no checkpoints. There are no checkpoints. There are no checkpoints. Okay, this is fine. A bunch of underpaid, overworked employees who who got half their help taken off the project. Yeah, since the reason this game turned out as badly as it did was because Sega split the development team. And so this game was supposed to have Sega's complete undivided attention, but when they found out that the Wii was not going to be able to run this game, they pulled half of their team off this game's development to work on Sonic and the Secret Rings, so that they could launch a Sonic game on all platforms at the time. The downside is that instead of getting one really good high quality next gen game, they got a next gen game that runs like hell and a really shitty auto running game. So you tell me if it was worth it. Plot twist, it wasn't. Yes, Sega indeed. Because the only good thing that came out of Sonic and the Secret Rings, in my opinion, is Sonic and the Black Knight, which is not a good game. Like, do not misconstrue me saying Sonic and the Black Knight is a good game, but I am saying it controls a little better than Sonic and the Secret Rings. So maybe I shouldn't say the only good thing that came out of it. That's a lie. It was not a good thing. It was more of a, fine, this is acceptable.
Our target are the Chaos Emeralds. I will begin the search immediately. Item acquired.
Crap. My jump didn't work properly.
Our target are the Chaos Emeralds. I will begin the search immediately.
Who's that stupid lizard?
Item acquired. Item acquired.
Crap.
Return.
Okay, already off to a better start, sort of. But that's because I actually had an idea of what I was supposed to do and how the hazards worked, so... Still, I have way more lives than I did. Now we just need to not die horrifically in Knuckles' segment, because I do not like how Knuckles' segment controls.
The Chaos Emeralds! Where are they?
Again, which is a shame. I really hate the fact that I don't like how Knuckles controls, since Knuckles is and probably always will be my favorite Sonic character. And while, yeah, he didn't control amazingly in Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. Let me phrase that. He controlled fine. It's just his levels weren't great. But it makes me sad that in this game, which was the last time he was playable, I again, not counting like spin-off games like the racing games, but I think this was the last time he was playable in a main Sonic title until Frontiers. It bums me out that I think he's easily my least favorite person to control. And it has to do with his 1-2 punch. Because, like, Tails is floaty, but at the very least, but at the very least, Tail, and like, I do not like Tails as a bomb, but because Tails can fly, you can cheese a number of his segments, so it's not as bad. But Knuckles, because yes, he can glide, but he can't fly, which means it's harder to cheese his segments, and his punch, like the hit detection in it, is questionable, to say the very least.
Not now.
Seriously? That's bullshit.
Never give up. Let's go.
That was bullshit. It literally spawned right in front of me, and I had no choice but to run into it. 'Cause I couldn't see it coming. Into the heat of day. Shit. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. How exactly am I supposed to do that segment? Like, that's a legit question. Oh dear. So let's grab some rings. That nearly went bad because I jumped too soon.
All right, Sonic, here I come.
You creep. Okay, that's 4. 3 more to go. Got 7 lives, I think. I've still probably got to play as Rouge, Amy, and Shadow. Okay. Okay, I can do this. I can do
The
this.
Chaos
Alright, Rouge
Emeralds.
it is.
Where are they?
Alright. Okay. I can climb on these, okay. Oh, what the fuck? What's happened? What's happened? I have no idea what just happened, so don't climb on those if I can help it. Got it.
Where are they?
What the? Okay. Shit. Yeah, I know I said don't climb on these, but I don't see any of those time freezing statues, so I kind of feel like I don't have a choice with these, you know? Uh-oh. It's over that way. Choice. Yeah, I don't know. I know I don't technically need to climb to the top, but I kind of want to just get a visual idea of maybe where I need to go. Let's keep moving while I have one in the clear. There we go.
Sonic, I'm coming.
Okay, so outside of it glitching in my face, yeah, I was able to get through that with minimal death. So if I had to redo that, if I get a game over, it's possible. Definitely.
Sonic, I'm going to save you.
Right. But she does have a double jump that she doesn't control as well as she did in Sonic Adventure, but whatever. I think Amy may have been, if I remember correctly, I only remember playing as her once in Silver's campaign. So she is not used that, oh dear. She's not used that much. She wasn't used that much compared to the other playable characters. Hold on. Actually, I want to check something. Nope. I was hoping that maybe there'd be one of those statues buried in here, but I was not correct. Okay, Amy's pretty cool in Sonic Frontiers. You could glide using her tarot cards. So, oh, she has tarot cards. That's fun. Abby'd love to hear that. Right, her double jump has like no forward momentum like at all. Yeah, her hammer has the same issue that that Knuckles' punches do. It's not the clearest thing in the world where they make contact. Or, let me phrase that, it's too close to her hitbox. Okay.
Sonic, I'm on my way.
Alright, just a segment with Shadow, I'm pretty sure. And then we've got them all. Yes, since Amy apparently liked to do tarot cards or something, I didn't know where it came from originally, but in the Sonic Origins, there was an anime cutscene for Sonic CD where she does a tarot card reading. Good to know.
Space rift is expanding. There's no more time. Hurry.
Oh. That could have been bad. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Eagle. Oh, shit. Less thanks for that, Mr. Eagle. Light dash, please. I pray to work. Oh, thank Holy shit. You have to look it up. It was a Sonic CD manual for Amy the Direct Group. Okay, good to know. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh crap. That's why I was desperately trying to go through that ring, because historically in this game so far, going through the rings, like getting through those rings, helped drastically in avoiding bullshit.
Okay, this is it. Sonic, here
I think we did it.
need to stay focused.
I do not give a shit. I am winded. I am so winded after that. Let me goddamn save. Okay. So if I game over in the final boss fight, I do not have to redo all of that. Time for the most infamous scene in the game, I think.
Oh, Chaos Emeralds, gems of miracles, please heed my call. I wish to save this world.
And I wish you to revive my boyfriend so I can get into some freaky, kinky, furry shit.
Sonic once again.
Look, I don't. Maybe it's just because I've played Mass Effect so much, so I've seen like human on alien species. The mere idea of Sonic
Now it is my time to return the favor.
kissing a woman, a human, doesn't seem weird, but not with this design. They just do not seem like they belong in the same universe, you know?
To me. To us.
Plus, it's just poorly written. Like, if this could have worked, I do not believe they don't have chemistry. You want to talk Sonic once again? You wish to talk to Sonic that vague. Alright, Emeralds bring Sonic back for 24 hours and then he dies again. That'd be funny. Like, again, honestly...
Thank you, Elise.
Like, again, I do like this kind of version of his world that was kind of playing there with just the instruments. Like I said, if this was going to work, it would have... A, I think her design needed to be different. B, her character needed to be different. And C... yeah, she and Sonic would have needed actual chemistry, which they just do not have. Like, ship Amy with you, whoever you want, but Amy and Sonic have better chemistry than Sonic and Elise. So it would have been forced and cheesy, but I would have bought that coming from Amy more than I would have Elise. I'm just going to say that music could have been more dynamic. Okay, let's do this. I have mixed feelings about Solaris's design, because it just doesn't really... I know that Mephiles' design was copying Shadow, so we don't actually know if Mephiles had a form outside of just being...
That body of light is the sign of a super-dimensional life form.
It's all you,
Standard
Shadow!
attacks won't work on him. He eats dimensions for lunch.
What?
But there should be something that's anchoring him in this dimension. That's probably the light shells that can be seen on his body. If all of those are destroyed, he can be defeated.
Everyone!
Silver,
You
it's
need
your
rings
turn.
to stay in a super state, but
I'll take
maintaining
care
his
of
form
this.
can...
This is the end. Prepare to meet your doom.
What am I doing?
Good luck, Sonic.
Okay!
What am I doing?
It's all you,
I
Shadow!
did not mean to keep...
Understood.
Okay, you know what?
Silver, it's your turn.
I'll take care of this.
I'm sorry. What? Well, now it... I don't know why they weren't firing before.
Hey! Do you still have ring energy?
Sonic.
Use the Y button to switch with me. It's all you, Shadow! Understood. Silver, it's your turn.
I'll take care.
Oh dear.
This.
Why?
Hey, do you still have ring energy? Use the Y button to switch with me.
If you're in a super state, you can use the left stick to fly up, down, left, or
It's
right.
all you, Shadow.
And use the A button
Understood.
to accelerate. Use
Silver,
the X button
it's
to
your
attack
turn.
with your ability.
I'll
Your
take
shield
care
of
of
light
this.
should be able to stop whatever comes out of that hole. Then you can throw it back.
Good luck, Sonic.
Okay.
Okay, we're just gonna mosey around as Sonic for a bit, just to try to give Silver some time to get a substantial amount of rings back.
It's all you, Shadow. Understood.
Shadow, strike him with your sphere of light. If you start the red light, you can launch an even stronger attack.
Yeah, I didn't realize it actually destroyed. My brain was dumb. I didn't notice I'd actually taken out the left arm.
Silver, it's your turn.
I'll take care of this.
Actually, hold on. Now, I only kind of read up to... Okay.
Good luck, Sonic.
Okay.
Sonic, draw the blue light into your body. The light will turn your body into an arrow of light.
Good luck, Sonic.
One more hit. Okay. That's phase one. I know for a fact that this is a two-phase boss fight.
Is it
No.
over?
It's not over yet. I guess it's not going to be that easy.
Yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. There it is.
Is it impossible to defeat a super-dimensional being after all?
No, something's different. I can feel a large
Yep, Solaris Phase 2.
coming from Solaris.
I think besides Live and Learn, this is my favorite of the
That's his core!
boss, like, final boss battle musics.
Of his consciousness.
There's a strange thing in the middle of Solaris. Isn't that the core?
Time to unleash the ultimate power.
Every step meets the rest. Oh, man. I don't care if this boss fight's any good. This was... I'm like, okay, I had to at least do this boss fight with this song playing, you know? Every step meets the rest.
Shadow, I'm trusting you to do this!
Oh, did we win? I think we won. Yep, I won. That means we just beat this game.
That was incredible.
Wait, seriously? Okay. I can actually safely say I have beaten Sonic 06 now. And I never have to come back to this goddamn game ever again. Oh, jeez. The fact that I bought this game used is showing. Come on, I would like to at least see the final cutscenes. I feel I've earned that much. Do 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 do.
Did you destroy it?
No. That is the true Solaris.
Look, Elise. This is Solaris, the flame of hope.
It's so beautiful.
When the flame has grown large enough, our world will change. Solaris will allow us to control time and move through history. People will be able to rectify past mistakes and avoid bitter fate.
You're an idiot.
Will we be able to see Mama?
Yes, Elise. We'll both be able to see your mother once again.
Yep. It's like, you can't, if you undo something, then you never learn from it.
This is where everything began. Who knew such a tiny flame could bring such devastation? If we put out this flame, Solaris will never exist. And then we'll never have to worry about the flames of disaster.
I can undo the mistakes of my past, but they also made me to who I am today. Someone trying to be as good a person as can be.
But our encounter...
Honestly, the only things
You and I
I'd like to change have less to do with me personally and have more to do with things on a global scale.
To tell the truth, I don't care what happens to the world.
Oh, jeez.
Elise, just smile.
Never tell a woman to smile. That is patronizing and just a dick. Actually, never tell anybody to smile. It's rude, it's patronizing, and quite frankly, it dismisses what they may or may not be going through in their personal life. And quite frankly, like, as someone who's worked in the food service industry for years, I always fucking hated when these douchebags came through the line. I'm like, you know, you should smile more. I'm like, and you should get your life together. You're the one in a behavioral hospital. I'm the one who just serves you your fucking food, so fuck off, bitch. Okay, all joking aside, not all rants aside, I do actually, think this is kind of an interesting way to conclude a story about an entity as powerful as Solaris, you know? Yeah, of course, take our baby Hitler. I get that. Yeah, but change sometimes meant to be in a slightly better place. Yeah, again, a person or a thing as powerful as Solaris, I do stand by that. I think this is kind of an interesting, in fact, maybe even in some ways, arguably maybe the only way that an entity like Solaris could have been stopped.
Miss Elise, it felt like someone was calling me. I'm
Plus,
sure it's just the wind. Of course. But it felt so familiar.
it is also a way to make sure that Elise cannot re-enter the story again, you know? Because again, look, I am not completely anti-Elise. I think she could have been made to work, but the fact of the matter is she didn't. Not only did she not work, she astronomically did not work. So could she be made better? Maybe, and I don't resent anyone who would like to see her done right. I mean, dare I say, I like Infinite as a character, and I would love to see Infinite done better. In fact, the Sonic Forces Overclocked kind of did already do him better. So, no shame if people want to see her come back and done a little better. Oh, I've actually never heard this voice before. Lacey, hold on.
I can hear you calling me to never let you go. As the sun shines down on me, I
Who
hope
does she... Hold on, IMDb. Sorry, because Elise's voice was like bugging me the whole time. It's like it's familiar, but I couldn't place it, you know? She's had like 183 credits to her name, so she's been kind of prolific. Sorry, let me... I'll kind of do the quick wrap up. I'm kind of thinking, I'm going to try to keep talking, because I think if I'm talking enough, I don't need to worry as much about the copyright music, if you know what I mean. She's done, I mean, okay, she's not as prolific. Looks like she's done Zatanna. in a lot of DC video games and animation. Yeah, she is Princess Elise. Oh, she's Eliza Thornberry in the Wild Thornberries. Okay, cool. That's what. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, maybe I don't actually know her that much. Let's see. Oh, the singing voice. Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, she's not young Anastasia. That was Kirsten Dunst. Okay. I guess I don't really know her in that much. All right, we're gonna skip for the end. Have I seen Tails Stub? No, I'm not 100% sure what that is. Or Tails Tube. No, I'm not 100% sure what that is. Yeah, makes sense. I got the most emblems with Silver because he was the easiest to control, sort of. Makes sense I got the absolute least with him because, God, fuck that. Okay. Fuck that. Oh, hell no. Am I going for more of these? Oh, there's a multiplayer? Huh. Extra. So that's his world. All Hail Shadow. Dreams of Absolution. Oh, and that's the song that played in the last video series of Sonic YouTube channel where Tails kind of looks back and talks about some stuff. Oh, it's interesting. I think they do to kind of rectify lore and clear up some easy ways for people to get confused. Smart. Okay. Okay. Don't care about that. I do really like how the way that they use his world so well. Also, recent reveal new character in latest Tales 2, the character that's being hinted might show up in the next Sonic game. Maybe, I don't know. That's cool. Okay, quick thoughts on this game. Obviously, the gameplay is borked. Like, it's bad. I do kind of like the story, and I do think that some of the mechanics that they had in this game could have been tweaked into something great. I would also love to see all the, like, it was nice to see Omega. It was nice to see Blaze, and I wish we could see them come back in a more substantial game in a more substantial way. But for me, at least, the real takeaway from this is there were good ideas here, but they were buried under bad programming, and the story was pretty goofy. Let's see. Yeah, I would struggle to bring Elise back in a way that was good, if you know what I mean. Personally, if you want a princess character in a game, I would just canonize Sally Acorn or let Blaze fill that role, since she is a princess from another dimension, you know? If Elise has fans and if they want to see Elise come back, good for them. I'm not going to take that from you. I'm not going to argue saying that you're wrong to think that. I just don't see the appeal. I also am not the biggest fan of the way that the story, like, one of my biggest complaints about, say, Fire Emblem Three Houses, which was a game that also had 3 campaigns, is how the full story was broken up so haphazardly amongst all 3 routes, so you had to play through all 3 to get the full story. But the problem with that is Three Houses is a fucking long game, so that's why it's a lot easier to lose story bits. With this, I kind of wish Sonic was a little more... you got a little more about what was actually going on in Sonic's route. Because Sonic's campaign just felt disconnected from what was actually happening, if you know what I mean. Whereas Shadow, I mean, and Silver got some... But as to what was actually happening with Nephilis, you only got that from Shadow's campaign. So things were really skewed in his favor. Okay. I was able to get that done pretty quickly. So I'm going to end the stream here. And I'm going to get out my copy of Dragon Age 2. And I will start up a Dragon Age 2 stream in about however long it takes me to get this shut off and get everything swapped over. So yeah, let's see, I think this game came out a couple days after I was born. Really? Huh. Well, that's something to mark your birth year with, I guess. But yeah, if you guys want to hang out, then come back in about 10 minutes. I'll get the next stream up and going, and we'll start playing my absolute favorite Dragon Age game. Love that game. It's got its problems, but, you know, I don't care. So, yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Be right back.